Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, today we're going to be doing a tier list on horror movies. Now, some of these, I should specify, these movies are from 2010 to 2019, I believe. Um, I wanted to do a full, like, horror movie tier list, but as I was going through them, there had to be close to 100 or so on some of the tier lists, so I decided to just narrow it down. I'll probably do like the 2000s, 2009, and go back from there just to thin out the herd a little bit through each video instead of having a basically 30-minute long video. So the tiers are elite, which would be like best of the best, great movies, good movies, mediocre, bad, and trash. And I'll specify any movies that I put in bad. I would say they're so bad that they're good, sort of. And then trash, obviously, is just terrible movies. So if I haven't seen these movies, I'll just put them where I think they would go based on what I've heard about them, just to make things a little bit easier. I don't feel like making another category for not seeing. So let's get started. I believe this is World War Z. It's been a while since I've seen this, probably since it came out. Decent movie, but not really my cup of tea, so I'll put it at mediocre. Cabin in the Woods. I'm gonna put that at good. I like Cabin in the Woods. I like that they implement the tropes and whatnot of horror movies, and they've got, the whole backstory of why they're doing this experiment and whatnot. And I mainly put it at good because it shows during the end of the movie, it shows a lot of like icons in the horror franchise. So we'll start with Insidious 1, then do 2, then do 3 instead of 2, 3, and then 1. Insidious, I would say, was good. Insidious 2, say it was mediocre, and 3, I'd say is mediocre as well. This trilogy, I feel like, was all right. The first one was good. The second one, and the third one, I feel like it was nice that they made it a trilogy, but they could have been like, if they would have just made the first one, I would have been fine with it. I didn't really need the second and the third one. Paranormal Activity. So we're gonna put the marked ones at trash. Ghost Dimension, trash. 3 bad and 4 bad. I I put these so low because I feel like the first one is the one that they should have just stuck with, and then that was it. I feel like they didn't need to make, you know, they could have made. I would have been fine with, the first and the second one, and then that was it. But they decided to really just go on and stretch this movie franchise out as much as they could. They tried to make as much money off of it. And the thing is, the first one is one of the most profitable movies. I think they made it off at $10,000 or $15,000, and it made, I don't know, close to 400 or 500 million, something like that, at the box office. So they had the money to make all these, and I think that's what they did. And I feel like they didn't necessarily ruin the first one. They just ruined it in a sense that they didn't have to make all these. Sinister. Sinister, I'm gonna put at good. Sinister was one of those movies where I liked it a lot. It was scary in a sense that the jump scares that they did have in the movie were very, very well thought out and put in a specific spot of the movie where it they worked for the most part. And sorry if I'm going fast. There's a lot of movies on here that I'm trying to get through. Autopsy of Jane Doe. I'm going to put that at good. People might be a little more, or I'm going to put that at great. People would most likely say that they would put it in the good category. I think this is a great movie. Brian Cox and I forgot the other guy's name. Brian Cox does such a good job in this movie. The only thing I didn't necessarily, it's more of just a gripe that I have, not that I didn't like it, was the whole idea that she was a witch at one point and she had, like, under her skin, she had all the writings and stuff like that. It just didn't, it seemed sort of odd and out of place for the type of movie that they were going for. I believe this is The Visit, just by the cover art. The Visit, I'll put at mediocre. One of M. Night's movies that I think he did. I think it was one of those movies where he was sort of doing, like, in between, like, good movies that he had released, like just trying to make a movie and trying to make it, decent. It did have a twist. I didn't see it coming. And I think I didn't see it coming because when I first saw it, I didn't realize that it was a M. Night Shyamalan movie. I want to say this is Scream 4. Yeah, it's got to be Scream 4. Scream 4. Ooh. I'm going to put it at mediocre. Reason I put it at mediocre is because the first and the second one are really good. The third one sucks. And this one is sort of in between the second and the third one. I'd say a lot of people put Scream 4 between the first and the second as being, as far as, like, the best ones. But me personally, I think it's all right. It was good that, they brought back Sydney and, the rest of the gang. And yeah. Oculus, haven't seen, so I'll just put it at trash. But I guess I'll put it at bad. I've heard a little bit about it, but nothing to really, excite me. Happy Death Day. Ooh, this one's gonna be interesting. I would say I'm gonna put it at good. I've seen a lot of movies that deal with the whole Groundhog Day situation, and not really original, but it was a lot of fun. We'll say that. It was a very fun movie to watch, and yeah, that's why it's that good. Krampus, ooh, mediocre. Decent horror Christmas movie, that's all I have to say about that. Nightmare on Elm Street remake, that is trash. Don't need to talk about that. Annabelle, I think this is the original. Could be a second one or something like that. I don't really know. Mediocre. I thought it was all right. I didn't think they had to make a movie about Annabelle specifically. But if they want to do it, I'm not going to hate on them for doing it. Halloween 2018. Put that at good. Not as good as the original, in my opinion. People think that this one is better than the original. I disagree on that remark. It was good because I like that John Carpenter and his son collabed and basically remade the original score, just updated it, made it, more fresh and polished. And that's the main reason I like this movie. The overall plot, stuff like that, take it or leave it for me. It Remake. I'd say that's good. I like when a movie gets polished up and redone, and I thought they did a great job with this. Is this Mandy or Color Out of Space? Looks like Mandy. Mandy was good. Nicolas Cage did a great job. Purge Electioneer, haven't seen it. I would say though, I'll put it at bad. The first Purge movie was great. I believe that's the only one I've seen. Maybe the second one. Not 100% sure. The first Purge I thought was good because it was original. They actually had something that was interesting to watch. I feel like the first one though, I like the second one better because they're not cooped up in a house. And yeah. Split. Ooh, Split. I would say Split is great, but I'd say it's on the edge of elite. I really, really, really like this movie that M. Night did. It really just, again, I'm all about originality, and when it comes to this movie, it is 100% original. I haven't seen another movie where they talk about somebody with a split personality disorder, and yeah, it's just great. This is Mother. I'm gonna put it at good. The only reason I put it at good is because it's one of those movies that you need to really take the time and it's one of those movies where you have to rewatch it at least once to sort of understand because there's a deeper meaning to the movie. The Witch. I'm gonna put that at great. I like when a director goes outside of the comfort zone of normal horror movies. And with The Witch, the main thing that this director, I believe it's Robert Eggers that did The Witch. I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check real quick here. Yep, Robert Eggers. So Robert Eggers, when he does period pieces specifically, he sticks to the period, so the dialogue is all period accurate, and that's what I liked about this movie. It's very, very jarring if you're not, well, nobody's used to hearing that language nowadays, but once you get over that, it takes about 10-15 minutes into the movie to really get over that language barrier. Once you get through that, it's a fantastic movie. I don't know what this movie is. I recognize the cover art, so I'm just gonna put it at trash because I honestly don't know the title. Blair Witch Remake. I'd say it was mediocre. I would say it wasn't as good as the original, but again, I like that they went back, remade a movie, and sort of polished it up, and then they sort of added a backstory that leaned into the original. Is this Conjuring? No, Hereditary. I think. I honestly don't know what this movie is, so I'm gonna put it, I guess, at bad. Evil Dead remake, I'm gonna put it good. Reason I put it at good is because they did a fantastic job of remaking the Evil Dead. I feel like the story could have been a little bit better. The plot was essentially the same, but the story they switched it up a little bit. They could have went a different route, but overall, it was a good remake. Green Room. Ooh, I haven't seen Green Room in a while. I think since it came out. I like, in a sense, the one, what do you call it? The one location setting for the most part, but I can't really say much because I haven't seen it in a while. Hush, I'm gonna put it good. I like the idea that they're playing with the senses in this movie, how the woman is deaf, and it's like if the strangers characters were deaf. That's essentially what this movie is, and I absolutely love The Strangers. So Hush is one of those movies that's it's very good. The Wailing, I have not seen. I've heard really good things about it. I'm just sticking it in trash because I haven't seen it. Train to Busan. I'm gonna put at elite. The reason I put it at elite is because I have major respect for this movie. When the zombie movie genre really took off and just sort of flooded the horror community with tons of zombie movies, I get sick of anything like that where people keep on just doing the same thing, same movie every single year with different directors, and it sucks. But with Train to Busan, I really enjoyed this movie as a zombie movie because it took a different route in the way that, it's a father and daughter. They're just trying to get to where they're trying to go on a train, and a zombie outbreak happens, and the zombies are just so cool in this movie, the way that they did the makeup and the fact that they're very, very like they're not slow zombies, they're very aggro, and they run and stuff like that, and that's what I liked about it. Lights Out I haven't seen, heard it's pretty bad though. I don't know what this movie is. I've heard about this movie. I think it's a French movie. I'm gonna put it at mediocre. I know it's not bad, and I know it's not trash. A Quiet Place. Ooh. I'm gonna put A Quiet Place at good. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep it at good. I liked A Quiet Place a lot. John Krasinski did an amazing job with this movie, and the sequel to it is just as good as the original. The Nun, mediocre. It's part of the Conjuring universe. Get Out is elite. Jordan Peele did such a good job at having a deeper meaning in this movie and making it suspenseful, scary, and a thriller, like just all in one. Hands down, one of the better horror movies of our generation. It Follows. I'm gonna put It Follows at great. A lot of people seem to think this movie's more of a mediocre film. I like it a lot because it's original, it's different, and I absolutely love the score that Disaster Piece did in this movie. I believe this is Ouija. I'm gonna put that at trash. You're Next. I'll keep it at mediocre. It's one of those movies where you can take it or you can leave it. The Purge, haven't seen, or is it? Wait, is this the original? I can't tell. We're gonna take a chance. If this is the original, I'm gonna put it at mediocre. I already talked about it, but I like the second one better. The only reason I like the second one better, the original, it's sort of they're in the house most of the time. Gerald's Game, same thing with The Purge. I like this a lot, but it's a one room setting, and I feel like it could have been better. Okay, so this is The Wailing right here. Where's the one that I thought was The Wailing? I think it's in mediocre. I can't find it. But The Wailing, I'll put in mediocre just because I haven't seen it, but I've heard really good things about it. Hereditary, got to put it elite. Scary movie, and it's original, and just everything psychological about it just, creeps the hell out of me. Great movie. Don't Breathe, I'm going to put it good. Because again, originality is key for me when it comes to movies. Deals with the senses just like Hush did, but this time it's a blind man instead of a deaf woman. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I haven't seen this since it came out. I feel like Cloverfield was better, so I'm just going to put it at mediocre. Don't really have much to say about it. Haven't seen this movie. The Thing remake, I'm going to say is bad. they didn't have to do this remake. The thing is a masterpiece already, and the fact that they had to remake it and just do some bullshit with it made no sense. Let Me In, I haven't seen. The Crazies is bad. I don't need to talk about that. I haven't seen this. I don't even know what the title is. Paranormal Activity 2, I'll put it mediocre. I thought it was alright. Not as good as the original. The Woman in Black. Ooh, I haven't seen this in a while, so I'm just going to put it at mediocre and move on. I don't know this movie. It's hard for me to see. I don't. Is this Morbius? I don't know. Haven't seen that. Sinister 2. Mediocre. Haven't seen it in a while. Can't really say much on it. This is going to be sort of a hot take. The Babadook, I would say, is mediocre. Some people would put it between great and good. I think it's because I haven't seen it in a little bit, and when I did see it, it was one of those movies where I guess I didn't really understand the whole aspect of it. The Ritual, I have not seen in a little bit, I think since it came out, but I would say mediocre overall. I like the setting, how it's out in the woods. Felt Blair Witchy, but overall, it's alright. I think this is The Void, but I have not seen it. And Us was one of those movies that, I'm gonna put it in mediocre, but it could go up to good. It was one of those movies where once you see Get Out, you have high expectations for what's supposed to come next, and Us delivered in a way that it was good, but not one of those movies that was as good as Get Out. And yeah, that's my tier list. I'm just gonna do a quick once over, see if I need to move anything, and I honestly don't think I really do. I'd say about 10 of these movies or so I haven't even seen, maybe even more than that. I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 13 of these movies I either haven't seen or I just know aren't really good. But yeah, comment down below if you agree or disagree with my picks on this tier list. And if you enjoyed this movie, enjoyed this video, not movie, please hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next one.